Okay, here we are, the eXponential files. I'm Jim Lowenstern. I'm your host today. We have an amazing show with Corina Cisneros, who's an EXP agent in the Granite State, the great state of New Hampshire in New England. And welcome, Corina. Happy to have you on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Great. So let's just dive right into your journey to now. Like, when did you start in real estate? What's your background in business that even brought you to real estate in the first place, and then your eventual arc to EXP Realty?
Well, from a young age, I've been an entrepreneur. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I grew up in Venezuela, then I had the opportunity to go to college and high school in the United States, in Massachusetts, Connecticut. Then went back to Venezuela. Hugo Chavez took over the country. I said, see you later. I could foretell everything that was going to happen, and it did, and even worse. Eventually came to the US under a work H-1B visa, bounced around a couple of jobs here and there. Not happy with working for other people because I'm so independent. I founded my first company in the US, which was a yacht brokerage firm in Fort Lauderdale called Cisneros Yachts. And I sold lots of boats and yachts for about 6 years. Then the recession came. Then I moved to Boston for 2 or 3 years. By then, I had earned my green card. So I was extremely happy because now the US, could put me in jail, but they couldn't deport me. So I was happy because I did not want to be thrown out, because where was I going to go, right? So eventually, I was unemployed. I was working in Boston and was laid off. Like, again, I was so upset that my future was in the hands of some startup, which I love startups, but anyway. So then I was unemployed, and after soul searching, I had to decide, where am I going to live? What am I going to do? And so I decided to live in the lakes area of New Hampshire, Lake Winnipesaukee area, which is only an hour and a half from Boston. I had bought a small little condo there to get away with my kids. And then after being unemployed, I just couldn't find work anywhere. So reluctantly, I decided to try real estate. And after 11 years and starting at one company, going to another and another, I finally found my happy place at EXP here in the town of Guilford, in the shores of Lake Winnipesaukee in the White Mountains. So I've been now a real estate agent for 11 years. Currently, in my board of realtors, I'm clocking in terms of volume number 4, and the state out of 7,200 agents. I'm clocking in right now at number 30, and that was from 0, because nobody knew anything about me or who I was, because I wasn't from here. So now I have my own company. I'm a broker. I have my own building. I'm selling more and more homes of a higher price point. And more exciting is that I've been a pilot for 30 years, and I have my own plane now in Laconia. So, Jim, when you're ready, I'm flying down to Boston to pick you up. To go.
The Laconia, I know, has Gunstock ski area, and I saw a picture of that on your website. So your website says actually without snow. So does your website change with the seasons? So during the winter, that's the same photo, but with the trails open?
So right now, I have this website, which is going to be put to rest. I'm having a new website put up, which is going to address all those things with better technology and a bunch of other new features. But yes, for now, that's the only picture I have, which I think I took during the summer when I was flying around the mountain. Took some video. Yeah, so we take care of our clients. We look after our clients who are waterfront, water access, homes and condominiums, lake retreats, all over, principally Belknap County and Carroll County, which encompass Lake Winnipesaukee and about another 10 different lakes.
So you said you went into real estate reluctantly. Why reluctantly?
You know, to be truthful, I never really thought much of real estate agents. You know, I felt I was kind of above the real estate agent. And that was a misconception of mine. And when I started, I realized, number one, for me, it was very simple to do. There was a lot of people out there that weren't doing it right. As an entrepreneur, I knew how to do it better. So once I was able to be an agent and then go to the next step, which is build a team and run a business, that's what was my natural place to be. So now, of course, you know, I have tremendous respect for the real estate business and the practice, and multidisciplinary things need to be learned every day, especially now with artificial intelligence and everything going on. So I am thrilled that I really found my place in my journey, you know, after many years.
So you thought you could do it better. I mean, I go back further, like 40 plus years, and it was the same thing. I saw agents doing things that I would never do, and I realized, well, maybe there is the need for me to be in this business. What did you see agents doing or not doing where you just said, oh boy, I could do better than that? Anything come to mind?
Lots of things come to mind. The big differentiator for me is that I decided to go all in and be a full-time agent. And there were a lot of part-time agents, which is fine, but they weren't learning or training or keeping up with everything as I was. And, you know, some agents just had a different approach, a different era. Okay. I'm a tail end of the baby boomer, but I'm that inquisitive person always learning. I saw a lot of things that were unethical, or you know, clients weren't really being treated as they should be because they are our clients. Sometimes some agents will not put the interest of the client first. So for me, it was pretty simple. My job wasn't really to sell homes as a buyer agent. It was to give advice, counsel, and assistance, tell the truth, whatever it is, and not so much to help them choose a house, but make them aware of the houses that they should not be purchasing for whatever reason. So with me, they always felt that I was really, correctly so, looking after their best interest, because to me, it didn't matter if they bought a house November or next summer. The relationship and the trust that needed to be earned is the number one thing that you do. Now, if you do that consistently, like I've done for 10 years, I have an immense book of business of people who come back all the time. So I cut I cut my teeth on the buy side. I have a different DNA because everybody was learning listings. I was like, okay, I'll do listings when they come, but I was doing so well on the buy side. And then now organically the listings come. I don't ask for listings, they just come. Ooh, they just come. They just come. So it's been a very interesting ride.
Okay, so let's talk about talk about Lake Winnipesaukee. So you're in Boston. You could have gone, I mean, I'm guessing you went there for the summer, or was it year round? Because a lot of people in Boston, if they say, okay, I'm going to go get a summer home, I'll go to Cape Cod.
Yeah.
And you went north.
Well, when I was 12 years old and I was sent away to learn English and I was in a boarding school, they took all of us international students to ski at Cannon Mountain. That was a wonderland of beauty and awe, and I fell in love with New Hampshire.
And icy conditions.
I learned to ski in the most treacherous conditions, which made me a better skier.
Oh, yeah.
Went. So I knew that someday I'd come back. I don't know when or how life was going to get me here, And then it just got me here in 2012-ish. And instead of looking for a job everywhere in the country that was looking for a bilingual business development person, I said, no, I'm not chasing that anymore. I'm going to decide where I want to live for happiness and quality. What better place, an hour and a half from Boston, that has all these lakes, ski mountains. There are 14 ski mountains 1 hour away from Lake Winnipesaukee. I have the ocean, 17 miles of ocean in New Hampshire. Lucky for me, I'm a pilot, so I can get to New York in 50 minutes if I want. I can go anywhere in New England, so it's perfect. The only thing that we don't have here is the Caribbean beaches and ocean, but I get my fix because I fly down to the Bahamas during the winter 2 or 3 times.
So let's talk about EXP. Where were you before EXP? I don't think you started at EXP.
No, well, I'll tell you this. I started as a rookie at Coldwell Banker. I went through a training program, and I lasted there about 16 months. I earned the Rookie of the Year award, but it was too corporate for my style. I'm just a very uncorporate. I like to think outside the box, do things for my clients no matter what it takes.
And you don't think EXP is corporate?
Not at all. Thank God. So after that, I went to Berkshire Hathaway, had another taste of another corporate setup. Finally, I went to Keller Williams to learn about teams, and there, just another set of rules. So by now, I'm a seasoned agent. I've been in the business for about 6 years almost. So I didn't really need the training. I already had it, and I always learning outside the companies of all those franchises. So with EXP, my goodness gracious, I have a huge company with amazing resources, great New Hampshire broker team, amazing. I have my own building. I have a branch office, because in New Hampshire you can have a branch office. So I have a branch office, and I run my company as I see fit. Nobody interferes. I do my own marketing. As long as I don't get in trouble with a real estate commission or anything with ethics, that they don't get involved unless I reach out. Hey, and I have had some transactions that needed help.
So why wouldn't you just run your own company separate from EXP? You have a broker's license. You can do that.
That's a losing model for me.
Why is that?
Because, again, being by myself, running and having the entire weight of the shoulders on my shoulders behind the scenes, it's just too much.
Okay, are we talking about liability with all the regulations? You want the legal backup behind you, the strength of a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar public company?
I know that I don't know everything. And there are people up there that are much smarter than me. I just came back from EXPCon in Miami. I met a lot of people there that are in management. I have their numbers. I can talk to them. I can reach out to them. The resources that they offer, the cutting edge technology. I mean, I go for my technology. I am not dependent on anything with EXP at all. I have all my own systems, third-party vendors, and very independent. So literally, if I need to go to another company, which I don't think we'll ever do, my clients couldn't care less, because they're not doing business because of EXP. They're doing business
Right.
with Corina.
Of course, they don't know EXP from
However, the
anybody.
structure of EXP, with its splits and advantages when you cap, and then you do cultural commitments.
Icon.
I've Icon every year. For me, it's like you can do it in my sleep. I think it's the best, analytically speaking, the best structure anywhere that I've been around.
Well, let's talk about Icon. for just a moment. You say you icon every year. That basically means that you're running your EXP aligned business almost like an independent brokerage. You're selling enough property at a high enough price so that between the high split, the capping, and then getting stock back, the stock stays stable or goes up, it's a big win. If it goes down, not as big a win, but you're getting the stock for free. And we're talking up to $16,000 in stock every year. So you've got a nice little Morgan Stanley or E-Trade account or whatever it is building up there, right?
Yeah, I just don't want to say I get it for free because I earn it. I earn it with my hard work. So I'm just getting
Well,
it.
they don't charge you for it.
Woo! Hey, Corina, get up there. Yeah, absolutely. So
This is the first Corina who never had a podcast guest fall off their chair.
it's not fun. Yeah, let me see. So I calculated my cost to be an EXP icon. So if I go do all the requirements, I get the $16,000 cap that I get back
Right,
in stock.
right.
And I have, of course, after that, after 20 transactions, after I cap, it's I think $250 flat fee or something like that. So that's
75 after your icon.
okay, 75. And so
250 after your cap, right?
yeah, and then $85 a month for their technology fee. I
I
mean,
just had a closing on the last day of the year before I reset. And I think the commission, and I'm not icon, I think the commission split to me was over 99%.
same thing happened to me. I capped in one day. The day my cap ended, the next day I closed I double ended a $3.3 million waterfront. Done. I mean,
Right?
and now it's taking me 10 years to figure this out. I mean, it's been like this, you know, but it's been a fascinating
Well,
ride.
that's an interesting thing that you just mentioned because a lot of agents come in the business and they see people making a lot of money. They don't see all the people not making a lot of money. And somewhere in between, those agents that are making a lot of money in many ways didn't make a lot of money for a long time, but they persevered. They learned the business. They were patient. They worked through their struggles and they got to where they are today, which is very successful. So you're obviously one of those agents.
Well, I've always said to anybody who's wanted to join my team, which I am not recruiting anybody because I don't want to have a team anymore. It's just me, my partner's son, Fred, and another real estate agent who's, you know, in the back office, also real estate. So it's just the three of us. That this, if you want a career in real estate, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You have to train every day to finish the marathon, and it's going to take you years to really perfect it. If you're looking to make quick money, yeah, you can do some quick money, but eventually it's not going to lead anywhere.
Well, eventually that money gets spent and then you have to start over again.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last sale, as they say. So let's touch on EXPCon. I mean, besides meeting the management, what else went on it?
Well,
Give us a full scoop on
so there's a lot
EXPCon.
of, yeah. So what I remember most is the AI jam that started at 9 a.m. to 12, led by Glenn Sanford, the day before the official start, because I am all in on every single tool that comes out there to see how I can leverage it. I triage it. Do I keep it here so I can go back later and look at it? Do I discard it? Because I'm getting bombarded every day with AI solutions for real estate. And, you know, I remember when Gary Keller said many years ago that EXP is no longer, Keller Williams is no longer a real estate company, it's a technology company. I said, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, and he also, well, he also said it was a training company. as a
No,
education company.
so, but this time around, EXP is not a technology company. Sits on top of a lot of technology. But with this new AI coming in, the applications are, you can make anything up. If agents are not serious about it's almost like a full-time job, keeping up to date and learning and training on that. The agents that do, they're going to sweep up, and I want to be one of those agents.
Okay, so would you go back to EXPCon every year? I mean, you're getting, as an Icon agent, I think part of the 16,000 in stock is stock against your going there. Is that correct? So they're basically giving you
that's just a
stock
gift.
for that.
It's a gift because I'd go anyway. I can afford it, thank God. But the things that I learned from all the vendors or the speakers, if I just get 1 or 2 or 3 nuggets from that, and I got many more, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in future commissions on sales.
So let's talk about the Zillow nugget. You've mentioned that you work with Zillow and you do well with Zillow. Was it always that way, or were there times when you thought maybe this is a little more expensive than it should be and didn't like the program, and now you're on the other side and you go, I do like Zillow, which can be controversial in itself, I guess.
Look, working with Zillow is a business decision. I run a business. It cannot be an emotional decision or choice. It's very simple. When I started, I didn't know anybody. Who you list is who you know. I know anybody. So I started doing a lot of buyer agency, Uptime. I go a banker when that was a thing. I perfected it and learned very well how to do it. And I've been using buyer agency agreement for 10 years. Okay. So I'm an expert at that, at the buy side. Now, I just outsourced my lead generation to online leads, and I tried all of them: Realty.com, Trulia, Zerpal, Market Leader, Zillow, everything, Google, AdWords, Facebook. The only thing that worked after I did all my analysis was Zillow. And for every dollar I spend, I make back $3.75. That's a great rate of return. Now, not everybody can do it because nobody works as hard or as disciplined as I am. When you have these leads coming in, it's not just enough to talk to them. No, it's a nurturing process that can take months or years. As I have had clients where my database, getting my emails and alerts for 2 or 3 years, they come back to me, Corina, remember me? Yes, I want to buy a $2 million water house. I'm ready to buy. So that keeps on giving all the time, but you have to do it in a process. So I have a virtual assistant that follows up on this process, and I have a database tuned to do this follow-up work, works like clockwork. So it's just like a money-making machine. I understand that many agents who are like the majority who cut their teeth on the list side, because that's what they've been taught all their lives, have emotional feelings about Zillow. But this is the reality of what we're living in today. And I'm in business to succeed. I'm in business to take care of my clients. And if Zillow works, hell yeah. And I've been a Zillow Premier agent. I don't do Flex. I would never do Flex, which gives.
Okay, let's talk about Flex for a moment. Why wouldn't you do Flex?
Well, because it's too expensive. I mean, I pay a fixed amount every month. And if I didn't have to spend any money and got those Flex leads, that 40% commission, I'd be losing a ton of money. It just doesn't go Flex is for a different kind of agent. It's a different purpose. If you are committed to your business and you have a process, if you spend money and it's not working, we'll change tactics. But if it's working, and I've been doing this for 10 years with Zillow. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to Vegas in 4 days to their Unlock conference. A lot of things to learn. They're doing lots of things. I would rather be a partner of Zillow, understanding where they're going, what they're doing, how that benefits my clients on the buy side or the list side, because I don't think there's anybody going to stop that. So I'd rather be in because I get a lot of benefit from them, and so do my clients.
Yeah, the flex, I mean, there are agents that come to me because I run a team and it's like, oh, we're going to do Zillow Flex. And if they left my team and went to a Zillow Flex team, I'm not charging fees. Most of those teams charge 25% because they have to make money to, I guess, do a team. I don't look at it that way, but they do. And then it's another 40% for the higher price properties. So now you're up to 65% of the commission. Then EXP, unless they've already capped, takes another 20%. So now they get 15% less a few other fees of the total commission. And you've already said it. Sometimes we work with people for years. So work for 15% probably doesn't work. But they like the idea of getting a lead.
I just want to say something. Yeah. Getting a lead when you're a new agent is very important, because it shouldn't be about making money so much as garnering as much experience quickly, doing as many transactions as you can to grow your book of business. But what I do want to say is that I am in a market which is about 2/3 second and third and fourth homes. Where are my buyers? They're all over the country. They look on Zillow or they look on Realtor.com. So I'm always getting new blood, new clients every single week that I can nurture. So my database is always oxygenated. Okay. Now, a lot of local people know me now after 10 years. You know, I have a billboard outside. I have a presence online. I'm changing all my SEO to which is generative engine optimization, so I can be found on ChatGPT and the other ones. So I'm getting a lot of listings from people who live here, who know me, who've heard about me. So again, it's wonderful if you do the work and be patient. Then eventually, I think up to the 5th year. So this is how I describe it. When you're starting out at anything in your life, if you're committed, think about like you're in a speedboat building a skier in the back and you're starting from scratch. You have to pull that throttle all the way forward to get that momentum to get out of the water. But once you're on plane, you can pull that throttle back, you know, and relax a bit. But the first 3, 4, 5 years, if you don't have it in you to get to that planing moment, you may just abort the mission and give up.
No, I periodically talk to Zillow. I'm in a different kind of place from most agents, so I don't lump myself in. But as a team leader, it's nice to know what's going on. I mean, they want literally hundreds of thousands of dollars a year from me for certain zip codes. And it just doesn't add up. I mean, you probably started with them a long time ago. Did you say like 10 years? You've kind of grown into it.
I started with $300
Yeah.
a month, which is what I was afford on my month number 2. I spend now hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I make 3 times 3.75.
Do you own Zillow stock? Do you trade the stock?
I don't have the stomach for that.
Okay.
I have enough with my business and real estate.
I know you have at least one great listing that you can share with our
Yes, I do.
Viewers.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. Quick setup here. I was called one of 3 agents that were interviewed. I was up against Coldwell Banker and Compass. I was the underdog. And but they had known me for another transaction, so they were giving me a courtesy come in to talk to us. So to make a long story short, I was able to throw a wrench in the process to give me time to contact the people at eXp Luxury to help me put together a package that I could show them, because they were really focused on global distribution worldwide, because it's an $8 million plus property, 11,000 square feet, waterfront, with a guest house, tennis court, and 5 minutes from an airport where you can land a G4 or G5 or a Challenger, for example. Anywhere in the world you could land there, unless you have to do customs, and you can't land there directly. So finally, after slowly getting in there and helping them without having the listing, I helped them understand staging. I helped them understand virtual staging, which it's been challenging because I've looked at several providers and none of them are great. Anyway, I won the listing. Yes, I won the listing. The eXp Luxury people, Carrie's there, and a few others were right on point with me, shoulder to shoulder. And I was in Italy trying to get this done, sitting in Italy playing golf, and I got it done. So we're launching it in January. It's on Zenlist for now, and I have a couple. I have some pictures I can show you, and I have a video that I can narrate, because I don't know if you can listen to the music.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna show my age now. Glasses on. Let's share. Let's see what we got here. And let me see that. There it is. Okay. Here's a tennis court on the left. This house is looking over Lake Winnipesaukee towards the south. 250 feet of waterfront with a private beach, private dock, with 3 slips.
I could live there.
Built in 1987, 11,000 square feet.
Nice.
So we took the video now to get the exterior shots. We have to go back and do the interior shots after the estate sale and the staging, which will happen in December.
And what's the price?
8,500,000.
I don't know what the values are there, but that does not seem like a bad price at all.
So
Is that like a sunset view from that property?
No, it's a sunrise view.
Sunrise. Okay.
Okay.
So it's facing east.
Yeah. So did I stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me see. So pricing and selling waterfront properties on a lake like Lake Winnipesaukee, they
She got groomed yesterday.
whoa.
She's been
I'll be right back.
annoying me
I'll be
through the
right
whole
back.
podcast. And she's heavy. Oh, look at that. Layla, you got a friend.
So this is
You see?
Don Juan de Marco, the lover boy.
Oh, there's 2 of them.
And then this is Chiquita Banana. And what's yours? What you got there?
This is Layla. She's a
Layla.
standard poodle.
Hi, Layla. You look so beautiful.
And a very heavy one. Okay, go away.
So pricing on Lake Winnipesaukee is complicated, as any waterfront agent would know, because it depends on the quality of the water, the cove, the entry. Is it rocky? Is it sandy? Is it an older house, a new house? Is it seasonal? Is it is it facing south, west, east? There's so many things. Waterfront is definitely a niche that buyers and sellers they should hire.
So which exposure would you consider to be the best?
You know, everybody southern exposure, they say, but
Yeah, I
you
would
know,
think.
again, I mean, if it's south quarter to one side or south quarter to the other, some people are happy with the sunrise or the sunset. I think most people prefer the sunset than the sunrise because most
I
people are
think
sleeping.
so. I
I
think
think the
so.
worst one is northern exposure.
Right. So this one is east or southeast?
I'm gonna say southeast,
Okay, not bad.
but more east. The thing with this property is that, and now I can show you a couple pictures to show you
So
what.
what about weather on the lake? Is that a consideration also? Like different exposures will get less wind during a storm? I would almost think that a
Yeah.
northern exposure might
So,
catch less of it.
so the prevailing winds come from the northwest. I know that really well because I land at the airport all the time, and that's the prevailing wind. The houses that face that wind have to have breakwaters to soften the big waves. Otherwise, boats would be crushed. So, but there are also houses in coves, which are protected from the wind. So, and then depending on where it's on the lake, is it close to Wolfboro or is it close to Moultonboro? Is it in
Yeah,
Meredith?
Lake Winnipesaukee is huge. I mean, to drive around it is what, an hour?
No, you need at least 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, I'd say 2 hours, but again, if you're sightseeing,
I
stop.
mean, yeah, it's all winding mountain roads kind of thing.
So let me show you a couple pictures here. So you can see the magnitude of the house. So can you see my
Wow.
screen?
Yeah, nice.
So this is the great room. Like 50-foot ceilings. And it's digitally furnished. It's probably too cluttered for my taste because I've been experimenting with different services.
Yeah,
I even did it
I
myself.
think so. It looks like a hotel lobby, quite
That's
honestly.
exactly what my client says. So I'm reworking that.
Yeah,
Here's
no
what the
good.
kitchen looks like. It's a bit dated. Now I took all the wallpaper out with AI, all
Yeah,
the furnitures with AI. I took everything out and left it plain and simple so I could refurnish it with AI.
right.
This is one of the rooms that I refurnished in the kitchen, which is back here, this one.
Yeah,
I'm not excited about the furniture, but
yeah.
you know,
It's a
my
little too
favorite room
modern.
is a crow's nest up in the third level of the house because it's overlooks the lake. It's a very special place. And then of course, then I have
That's an
this
amazing
room
view.
here,
Wow.
which is part of the master bedroom,
Wow.
and this is digitally furnished, by the way.
All right. So let me ask you just a crazy. How do you put a price on this? I mean, I would think that this house is really not something you can easily compare to other houses just because of the view, for example. Let's just start right there. Then the size of the house. I mean, could you have easily put 10 million on this house? I mean, it's not going to deter someone from buying it. They're looking at that house because number one, they have the money. The money's not the object. The house is the object. Just a
So
thought.
let me answer this. There was a potential buyer looking for a location with certain characteristics, and he needed more land. Otherwise, if he had bought this house, he was going to tear it down and build brand new. So that's one extreme.
Right.
Then you have the other extreme where you buy it and you redo the entire house inside and you could spend $2 million to get it to where you want it to be. Okay, so pricing a house like this, well, there's a lot of data points. So first, I do my own black box analysis, which is like the old TV show. I look at just the facts, ma'am, in court. Who was it? Dragnet would say just the facts, ma'am. So I'd follow the facts of all the properties that have sold the last year, tax cards. I do a thorough analysis. There's no way around that homework. So I have that. Then I go to the algorithm, see what they say. You know, they don't know anything because no algorithm can properly price a waterfront property because each waterfront property is different than the other.
And it can't price that view.
Oh, and then you have to then understand where in the lake it is. You know, somebody would like this house because they have 2 or 3 or 4 more homes and they're going to fly in their private jet, take a private car, 5 minutes to get to the house. So this is a
So it's close to the airport.
yeah, oh, 5 minutes. It's just sometimes people.
That's what I'm saying, though. So do you think that, well, how come it hasn't sold already? I think the
Well,
price is too low.
it's not on the MLS yet. It's on Zenless. We're not launching it until January.
Okay.
So we can't launch it until everything's ready.
Right. I think I asked you if I could market it at all local to Boston. You said not
Yeah.
yet. Not yet,
Well,
right?
I sent you the Zen list. It's there for EXP agents. Or
Well, we'll talk more about it because I have a group that might be interested. But okay, so what haven't we covered? Apparently you like EXP, you like Zillow, you like EXP Con, you love Lake Winnipesaukee. Life is good, right?
life is too good. I have my health. I fly and I'm training for aerobatic competition next year. I'm working with my son, Fred, who's out of the 4 children that I have. He's my favorite. And all my children know he's the favorite because I can't hide it. I love them all equally, but he's my favorite. Sometimes I want to choke him, but I love him too much. So, I think the silver lining is this. I am a first-generation immigrant. I chose to be an American, to come to this land of opportunity, from a land that has been devastated in the past 25 years by crazy things that everybody knows about in Venezuela. So I always tell my U.S.
Well, I don't think a lot of people do know about it, and they don't want this to be turning into a political segment on this. But I'm just curious.
Well,
You
I
see
just,
what is going on with the ramping up of you know we're gunning for what's his name? Madero, right? So that's a good thing in your mind, probably, right?
Jim, I'm going to follow your lead. I don't want to make this a political show. But I want to add this. The silver lining, this is where I was going. See, I already won in my life. I'm a U.S. citizen. I came from a third world country. I'm a winner. I am lucky as hell. So many people ask me, what did you do? How'd you get where you are? I said, look, it's super simple. There are 4 rules that I tell my American people who've been here for 1 or 2 or 3 generations. Look, number 1, you got to work hard. You can't coast. You can't be lazy. If you want to get somewhere, you have to work hard. Just make sure that what you're doing is your passion and you like what you're doing. Number 2, don't break the law, man. Don't get in trouble with the law. Don't be a felon. Just behave. Number 3, pay your taxes. Pay the IRS, man. Simple. And number 4, don't post anything on social media that you're going to regret later on. And then anybody else can add a 5th and a 6th, but that's my message. Simple. You can still do it in America if you really want to, but it's not as easy perhaps as it was before.
Well, we'll leave it there. I think we covered it all, unless there's one other question I should ask you that I didn't.
You can ask me anything you want.
No, I'm just saying, is there anything that I should have asked you?
I don't know. Let me see. Can't think of anything, but I certainly appreciate and I'm grateful you took the time to talk to me, get to know me a little better,
And I love that listing. I mean, if that is the typical Corina listing, then I understand why you love your job.
It's not. It's an outlier for me. I've
Okay.
listed and sold $3-5 million properties, several of them, but this one is the crowning achievement for me as a signal to the rest of the lake owners and some of the other realtors that I am now knocking at their door to get to that level where now I can be considered an equal footing with some of the top agents on the lake.
So this is a great place to end the show, because what this is saying is you worked your way up. This is literally like the pinnacle in a way. You're going to be able to leverage, hopefully this is a fast, easy sale, right?
Hopefully.
And you get to promote the marketing you did and the the ultimate sale.
Yeah,
Great.
I've tripled down on all the tactics of the best listing agents everywhere. So although I do 35% of my business is on the list side, no, this one's different. I'm going to go all out. I'm even rebranding my company to eXp Luxury just to take advantage of the moment and the PR and the moment. It's just been, I'm just so lucky, I guess, that
So
I'm able to do this.
I'll digress for a moment, and the show will be just a little bit longer. So now there's a sports and entertainment division at eXp Luxury that was just announced at eXpCon. Do you see yourself joining that division, or do you feel that it might not be necessary at this point and perhaps redundant?
I am a founding member of the sports entertainment division. The third person to sign up in eXpCon is Corina. It's a no-brainer. Boston is an hour away from here. What's the playground for people down there, whether they're sports or entertainment or anybody else? Yeah, some people go over to the Cape, but this more and more people are discovering and want to be here. So I'm already a member, and I look forward to killing it.
Okay. All right. Corina Cisneros, eXp Realty, Lake Winnipesaukee. Thank you so much for coming on the show. This is the Exponential Files. I'm Jim Lowenstern. We'll see you next week.